Friends of Barça Hoy, welcome to the video where we tell you about the possible starting 11 for Barça, the potential lineup under Hansi Flick against Oviedo. We play tomorrow, match day 6 of the Electronic Arts Sports League and Barça. Today we'll be here live with pre-match coverage, starting 2 hours before, to tell you the official lineups and everything you need to know before the match. With the best commentary online, we expect you to join Ira here live tomorrow for this great match. A historic match between Oviedo and Barcelona, returning to the first division after 20 years. And will Barça play again at the Carlos Tartiere? A match in the midweek when there will be a lot of partying. Why? Barça just beat Getafe 3-0. And tomorrow, Thursday, we play Oviedo. On Sunday, we'll do it again at home at the Montjuic Stadium, already confirmed for 6:30 in the evening Spanish time, against Real Sociedad. But watch out, because next week on Wednesday, we also play Champions, and we do it at Montjuic against Paris Saint-Germain. What a schedule, and what great matches. Therefore, there are rumors that there might be some rotation in the team. But I'm going to give you what we believe could be Barca's potential starting 11. Hit the like button, don't leave, stay until the end, stay for the video so you can analyze what we've done later. And pay attention, because we're going to start with the goalkeeper to make a competitive starting 11. Obviously, one that can beat Oviedo, a rival that's going to be tough and complicated. So, let's start the video with the goalkeeper. We're going with Joan Garcia, there's no doubt about it. Everything is more than clear, and there's maximum confidence in the goalkeeper that Barca signed this year, and so far he's been performing impressively. It's incredible. I really like the confidence that Joan Garcia is showing. Let's move on to the defense. There are a lot of doubts here. Why? We just played Getafe with a lineup of Koundé, Eric Garcia, Christensen, and Gerard Martin. And, for example, there are players who haven't had any minutes, and I'm referring to Pau Kovarsi, who had some discomfort, and in the end didn't play the other day. Now he's 100% recovered. And Ronald Araujo, who was available but didn't get any minutes. Therefore, I think both of them could get some minutes, both Kovarsi and Araujo. But I think it will be gradually. I'll tell you in a moment. Let's start on the right. On the flank, I would go with Jules Koundé, and maybe we'll see some rotations in this area on Sunday. Here, I think Koundé is doing well. He's gradually gaining confidence, and I think he'll be in Barca's starting 11, the Frenchman Jules Koundé. On the left, I'm going to put Gerard Martin, although I have some great news to tell you. And that's that Alejandro Valde is already recovered. And with the group, he's aiming for Sunday's match or the game against Paris Saint-Germain. We don't rule out calling him up against Oviedo, but we think he won't get any minutes because he just recently came back from his injury. He's been out for several weeks, and therefore, I think Gerard Martin will be the one chosen to play on the left side. As centre-backs, I think Araujo will play. Let me just mention Ronald Araujo's name here since he's fresh. The Uruguayan as the right centre-back and captain of Barça. And for the left centre-back, I lean towards Christensen, although I thought he might be able to play. Cuba, yes, but I really think Cuba is coming back from an injury. While he's coming back from an injury, he's coming back from some discomfort. The schedule is tight: Oviedo, Real Sociedad, and Paris Saint-Germain. And maybe we'll see him on Sunday or in the second half against Oviedo. Start giving more minutes. From the beginning, I'd choose Christensen, who played very well recently. I would give Eric Garcia and Kovarsi some rest. Yes, we also have competent people on the bench for the second half or for Sunday's match. All right? Let's move on to the midfield. Here, since it's a tough match on the field of a newly promoted rival, I think that Pedri, obviously, and Frenkie de Jong, who are the starters, deserve a rest. I think Flick is not going to take any risks here. Therefore, I'm going with a starting midfield with Frenkie and the talented Pedri. I'll tell you about the possible rotations in a bit, but basically, the core would be the main starters. In attacking midfield, I also have a big doubt. Why? Because Dani Olmo started the other day, Fermin is injured. And as I said, we have 3 matches, Thursday, Sunday, and Wednesday. And Dani Olmo is physically very weak, so it's hard for me to see Dani Olmo starting Oviedo, Real Sociedad, and Paris Saint-Germain. It could be that he starts tomorrow, Thursday, at Oviedo Stadium and rests against Real Sociedad. It's possible. But anyway, now I'm going to tell you about a possible alternative, and now you can tell me in the comments what you think about the lineup, okay? Okay? Let's continue with the forwards. I'll put Marcus Rashford on the left in the forward line. He was a substitute and played the second half recently. On the right, Rafinha. And now Rafinha Diaz Belogi will put Rafinha here. There he is, Rafa. And up front, the other day, Robert Lewandowski started and played the full 90 minutes. Well, I think what I want to tell you today is that for tomorrow, Thursday, Ferran will play, okay? Ferran will play as a starter. That would be the team we end up with Joan Garcia, Koundé, Araujo, Christensen, Gerard Marti, Pedri, Frenkie de Jong at the base of the midfield, and Dani Olmo as the attacking midfielder. Up front, Marcus Rashford, Rafinha, and Ferran Torres. I still have some doubts. Let's see. Eric Garcia can play right back or center back. Cubarsí can also come in. The substitutes are listed here. All right? Marc Asado can also come in, either for Frenkie or for Pedri, or even Marc Bernal, who we also have back from injury. And up front, there's a real possibility that Dani Olmo will rest at the start against Oviedo, and Rafinha will play here as the attacking midfielder, right? And we could have either Ferran or Rayford on the right wing, or even Ronnie Vardaghi, the player who plays here on the right. Put Lewandowski up front. There are several options, right? But hey, I don't rule out Dani Olmo resting and seeing him start on Sunday against Real Sociedad and against Paris Saint-Germain. Or that he plays today. I mean, that Dani Olmo plays this match and rests against Real Sociedad. That could be the case too. As I said, on the bench, you'd have key people like Chesnik, Cubarsí, Eric Garcia Casado, Bernal, Lewandowski, and Vardy. Also returning are Tony Fernandes-Dro and possibly Alejandro Valde completing the squad. And, well, maybe one or two more, but some youngster who could make the squad. So I think it's a good team. I like this team. I think it's a very, very competitive starting 11. And honestly, I believe it's a good team to compete and win. Against Oviedo, they're an opponent who won't make it simple or easy. So let me know in the comments what you think about this lineup and what changes you would make. See you tomorrow, Thursday, for the big match live here on Barça Today. Smash like now. Barça yesterday, today, always. Big match tomorrow, Oviedo versus Football Club Barcelona. There you have it.